Hi guys, this is my fourth video tonight, fourth and final. Um, but as we know, it's Friday, and Friday means it's reading a chapter of my book time. So this is Memoirs of a Birth Mother by me. If you're just now tuning in, uh, all of the chapters are on a playlist I created on my channel. Um, you can get it on Amazon in book form or ebook, and then on Barnes & Noble as an ebook. But I'm really losing daylight at this point, and it's starting to thunder again. So I'm just going to get into, we are on chapter 13, if I can find it, and we'll get into it. Chapter 13. I have an unusually large family, and so why not give my daughter to one of them, you ask? When it came to giving my daughter up, well, family isn't always the right choice. I wanted the right choice. I wanted the very best for her. A family that loved her unconditionally, that didn't tear you down for their own selfish gain. A mother and a father that was present in her life, always. I needed with all of my being for my daughter to have more than what I had. Here I was, 19 years old, and had just given my child up for adoption, trying to deal with the decision that had changed my life and what I know to the very core of me was the right choice. I'm going through those first days in a haze, just trying to put one foot in front of the other. My only saving grace was the one thing I kept chanting to myself. I did a great thing here. I am responsible. I'm putting my child's needs ahead of my own. Or so I thought. I was so not prepared for all the judging looks and criticism once I was out in the world again. I didn't realize there were so many, to put it in today's terms, haters out there. I couldn't believe the sheer animosity I was receiving due to the choices I had made. The choice I made for the welfare of my child, no less. I would hear things like, "You made your bed, you should have lain in it." Or, "I can never give up my child, my flesh and blood." It still astonishes me the audacity of some people to be that blunt when they have no idea what I've been through. I must admit, I thought the same damn thing until I found myself 19, pregnant, and all alone emotionally, in a city that was practically unknown to me. I can't even begin to describe the additional pain others' opinions have caused me. It was hurtful, and it didn't help with the trauma I was already suffering. The gall they had when they didn't even know my story. They were quick to judge without all the facts. Of course, I must have done something wrong, would have been a bad mother, or just simply didn't want her to be able to give her away so easily. If only they knew how not easy it was. I detest people like that, judging me solely based on information they think they know. It turns my stomach even now. It sort of thrusts a stigma upon them about someone. The more I thought of this, however, the more pissed I became. How dare you turn up your nose at me and think I am a horrible person because of the choice I made? Would you really expect me, a 19-year-old girl with no job, no money, living with friends, to raise a child? You would think I get points in the eyes of my haters for not avoiding her, yet the looks I received were just as bad as if I had. Maybe not in today's society, but 21 years ago, people would always assume the worst when you tell them you have a child you have given up for adoption. The pure horror that crossed their faces, it's as if you had just confessed to a gruesome murder or something. They always assume you didn't want your child, or that you had to have been too drug-addled to even be aware of what was going on at the time. Yes, I've made some mistakes in my life. Who hasn't? However, let me set the record straight here. No, I've never done drugs, and yes, I love my daughter. I love her still. More than anyone will ever know. No one is perfect, but I know that one choice I could make for her, the one choice to give her a loving home, was the right choice. The one choice I've always made has been to put my children first, all of my children, starting with that decision. One of the most challenging moments in my life after I had given her up was when I was visiting family. I hadn't seen them in several years. Now, having finally come out of all the pain and hurt, I no longer flinched every time someone asked about her. My family had been handling me with kid gloves, so to speak. I thought I was safe with them. So it was an utter shock to me, or to my system, when I overheard one family member telling another one that I was a selfish, stupid girl, and that giving my child up had to be the ultimate sin. I was devastated. They were talking about me as if I was the scum of the earth, like I had, in fact, committed the ultimate sin. All the while smiling to my face as if they didn't feel this way. They went on to say, how can she even live with herself? Among other things. What did I need to kill myself right then and there so I could be redeemed in their eyes? Not quite the strong, opinionated person I am today, I slowly backed out of the room with a sheen of tears in my eyes and headed directly to the bathroom to collect myself. I refused to let them see me cry. It hurt bad. Here I was with family that I really wanted to get to know again, and they were saying such vile things behind my back. Yet it was curious to me how they managed to say these awful things loud enough for the next room to hear them, and then later act as if they weren't talking about me at all. Really? I am with the people that are supposed to have my back, be in my corner, on my side, and yet here they were talking about me behind my back. The simple fact that I hadn't seen most of these people in years should have been enough for them to at least be civil until I had left, right? This just confirmed for me that I could never, ever have left my child with any of them. In their own way, they forced me to give her to complete strangers rather than one of them. So thank you, wonderful family of mine. It just goes to show that my instincts about even contemplating giving her to a family member over 2 years earlier had been correct. Through all of this, what still boggles my mind is that after years of not really seeing me, they had all jumped to their own conclusions instead of at least trying to get to know me again, or just simply asking me what happened. They still think they know the real me when they truly don't have a clue who I am. They may never know the real me. That saddens me even now. My flesh and blood, the people placed on this earth, designed to know what makes me tick, and they don't even try to get to know the person I am. They never, still haven't, over 20 years later, asked me about what happened in that time in my life. Shouldn't they be at least a little curious? What caused me to go to such lengths to make the choice I did? Of course, they think the worst already. I just had to be on drugs or out of my mind to do such a thing as giving my child up for adoption when I had family right there. It just hurt more because this was family. They should have at the very least, asked me how I felt about the situation, right? Since then, I have been given so much grief, it has been even rendered me speechless at times, which is hard to do, just ask anyone I know. I have heard it all, and you know what? I no longer care. I've developed a tough skin when it comes to this subject since then, and it helps that I know I made the right decision, and that is all that matters. Everyone else can keep their uninformed opinions to themselves. They don't know my story. They didn't have to live with the aftermath of the decision like I did. They didn't have to watch me fall apart over and over again and then stumble to pick up the broken pieces of my shattered life. They don't know that it took years to recover from a choice I know in my heart of hearts was the right choice. A shiver runs through me at the thought of what I would be like if I thought I made the wrong choice. You know the saying, and I am paraphrasing here, until you have walked a mile in someone else's shoes, you don't know how they feel? Well, until you've heard my story, walked in my shoes, tumbled down my particular rabbit hole, don't judge me. You can't, unless you have been there and done that. I guarantee if you had been there, you would not judge me. You would wonder how the hell I managed to get out of bed in the morning. You would wrap your arms around me and tell me everything will be all right. All I've ever needed was a simple, reassuring hug. Still waiting, by the way. I've since learned to tune people out, those that are too ignorant to understand what makes them so stupid in the first place. Yet it was a long road getting here. I am a better person for it. I am done with others' opinions. Why don't we make a deal? You don't judge me, and I won't judge you. Okay? Thanks. That is the end of chapter 13. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, I would love to hear it in the comments below. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button, because next week is chapter 14, and it is the last chapter, and in my opinion, the best. So I will see you guys later. Bye.